What's up, guys, and welcome to the new channel here. So I used to do YouTube back in the day. In fact, I did like 50 episodes. I was really big into sneakers and clothing and that sort of thing. I was a big reseller, but been out of it for a couple of years. I've been wanting to get back into it, and I kind of figured let's just go ahead and do something with the Tesla scene. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I just picked up a brand new 2025 Model Y Performance, and I absolutely love the car. It's really cool. I actually just bought the car last Monday. Today is Wednesday, like 9 days later. Anyway, I want to do a bunch of mods to the car. Deep down inside, I'm a huge car guy. I actually just sold my Porsche 911 for a Tesla, and I'll go and explain why right now. Sorry guys, I'm actually recording here with my iPhone. I actually have a Sony a7S III. Like I mentioned, I used to do YouTube not full time, but part time. And I had a I had a Canon T6i. Got me through my whole YouTube journey just fine. But I then upgraded to a Sony a7S III. Ended up quitting YouTube and literally have never used the camera. It's just sitting in my closet. So I'm promise I'm going to learn how to use that here in the upcoming episodes. And we'll have a little bit more high quality content, but for now I think the iPhone is just fine. So why didn't I sell my Porsche 911? So this is kind of maybe a little bit of a backwards move for some people, but I bought my dream car 2 years ago, actually in April of 2023. Flew out to Chicago, bought a one owner 2018 911 991.2 for all the people that know. Obviously, this was just a base Carrera, but it is twin turbo 3.0 liter flat six with PDK, had the sport exhaust. Again, one owner, and it was woman owned, which is kind of unusual. You don't really see too many one owner, women owned 911s, but I got lucky here. I ended up looking up this woman on LinkedIn, and I found her, and she worked in HR for some company up in Illinois or Wisconsin. But regardless, the car was super cool. I'll go ahead and show a few images here. I did a lot to the car, mainly cosmetic stuff. It was Cobb tuned, which I think with Cobb tunes, you're making around 400 horsepower, maybe 400 torque, somewhere in there. Plenty fast for the streets. In a perfect world scenario, I would say it would run in the quarter mile, probably high 11s. But I don't know. I don't race on a track or anything. I don't street race. I don't do any of that. I just like quick 0 to 60 times for the most part. Drove the car for 2 years, and then really the last 6 months I was thinking to myself, what am I going to do? Because my CPO warranty is ending in April. If I was to renew, I think that's around like $3,700, and the car had just hit 44,000 miles and was almost due for a major service. So when you look between the major service, which is probably 3,500 plus the warranty at 35, it would be another $7,000 to keep the car. And I was almost like, this car's getting kind of miley for a 911. I might want to just get out of it and get peak value where it's at now. So that's exactly what I did. I've always been in love with Teslas, guys. Like I've always had a thing for. My first Tesla experience was actually March of 2016. I still have the original video. I was driving a P90D. That car was like $100,000, clearly out of my price range back then. I didn't make much money. I think I made at most $30,000 a year back then. But long story short, I ended up trading my car in on a really cheap Model Y. I got a 2022. And my thought process was, let's just get a cheap car. So let's look for something around the $30,000 range so I can save money, invest, and eventually get back into a Porsche 911 and preferably a 992 or a Audi R8. I don't know. But realistically, the 992 would make more practical sense. So I went to a couple of dealerships and found this Model Y. One owner, 2022. This was a used one, gray on white interior, and it was a long range, as I mentioned. So ended up test driving the car, liked it, did some negotiating back and forth. The 911 was really difficult to trade on. They ended up offering me like $60,000 on trade-in. I was like, guys, this is almost comical. I don't even know why I'm here. But we ended up going back and forth. They ended up coming up a lot. They ended up giving me like $71,000 for the car, which was, I thought, pretty reasonable. I do live in the state of Kansas, so if I was to sell this car private party for $77,000, $78,000, and then literally went and bought the same Model Y, I would have had to pay sales tax. So with me trading in the car, it eliminated the sales tax, eliminated the hassle. Maybe I could have made another $1,000 or $2,000, but honestly, my time is worth more than that little bit of money. So I just went ahead and did it. Got the car, and I've had the thing like 3 weeks. Bought on February 21st. I was like, you know what? I think I like the color. I think I like everything about it. I ended up buying the acceleration boost 2 days later after getting the car, and then canceled it because I was like, I just want to go back to what the regular mode feels like and make sure this is worth the $2,000. In the end, it wasn't to me. So I ended up buying the Test Logic boost that they offer. Right now on their website, I think it's like $700. And then I had the intentions of wrapping the car Porsche Miami Blue. It's just one of my favorite colors. And, you know, I'm a Porsche guy at heart. So that was the intentions up until we started seeing the massive discounts on the outgoing 2025 Model Ys. As you guys know, with the Juniper release, there were some crazy discounts on the Model Ys. So I ended up just looking like with zero intentions to buy. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go test drive this car on a Saturday on my day off and just see what it's all about. And ultimately, that's what sold me, because I went on the test drive. And guys, I'm telling you, you have to understand, I'm coming from a 911, so I'm used to an incredibly rough ride. Even for a base model, it's a very rough ride compared to most cars. But when driving the Model Y Performance, it felt like it was on rails. Like the Porsche guys are going to kill me, but it almost felt like a 911 in a way, just with a big 4-door sedan. With the Model Y, I felt like a boat, like trying to take turns in that. I felt like I was just going to skid off on the side of the road. But with the Performance, there is way more leeway. And part of it has to do with the tires. You know, the suspension is it's night and day difference. It is absolutely perfect. And I love that it sits a little bit lower, almost 1 inch. And then let's talk about the 0 to 60, which is 3.5 seconds. So it's actually a little bit faster than what my 911 tuned is. On a Cobb tuned 911, I think most draggies are around 3.7, 3.8. So it's a little bit quicker. Most importantly, the car was white. And white is my favorite color. I've owned 6 white cars in a row. I really thought I was going to enjoy the stealth gray, but after like a week or two, I was like, I don't like this. This is too bland. I hate it. And that's why I thought about wrapping it. That being said, I am so glad I test drove that car, because they only had 2 white on blacks on the lot left. And I ended up buying one of those that very night after the test drive. So I think with my purchase price, just to cover the details, I got the car, I think it was $7,350 off, plus the $7,500 EV credit. Plus, I referred myself and got another $500 off through the referral program. So I think out the door, I was right around $38,000. I have not paid sales tax, and that's probably going to be another 9%. Now, the main reason why I did this, though, is not for any of the reasons I really mentioned, that all of those are terrific benefits, but it was really for the warranty, because this is a car that I want to own for about 3 to 4 years as I'm saving. And the warranty on the Model Y expires, the bumper to bumper expires next February. So we got like 11 months left. This, obviously, you get the 4-year bumper to bumper off the bat, which is probably as long as I would keep the car. But we also got it in white. We got the Performance, we got the bigger wheels, and then we also got Hardware 4, which in my opinion, Hardware 4 definitely works better than a Hardware 3. But I'm a driver, you know, I like to drive my cars. FSD is cool, but I probably will not subscribe more than 3 or 4 months a year for the $99 subscription. So, you know, as soon as I got the car last Monday, I drove it home, just put it in my garage, because my intentions were, I'm so OCD that I wanted to get a full PPF. So the car sat into the garage until Saturday. Took it over to Midwest Tinting here in Overland Park, Kansas, and got a full front PPF through those guys. Also got the front windows tinted and the windshield. I did not get the rear windows done because my right passenger window is making noises going up and down. So I have Tesla service coming out here tomorrow to fix that. And then a second tint appointment to get the rear windows done at Midwest Tinting. So really looking forward to it. I was blown away by this. I've never done PPF on a car. All my cars end up having a lot of rack chips after, 2 years, 3 years. So I was like, this time I'm gonna just spend the money. For anyone wondering how much I spent, the full front PPF was $1,666, and then the front windows and the windshield was $399, and that's expel everything. So really like how the car turned out. It looks absolutely stunning. I wanted to show you, as I mentioned, I'm not really big on red brakes. So I've already ordered several mods for the car. I want to kind of personalize it. I want to take you guys through the journey of me doing so. So that's what we're gonna do. So these are the Tiffany blue caliper covers. I've seen these a lot online, and virtually there's only a handful of photos that I can find on the internet. Nobody actually made a video, so I am gonna be the first. What I like about these though is they do look bigger than the typical performance Brembos. We're gonna do a whole installation video on this. I'm probably gonna go ahead and end up doing the black instead of the white. As far as the decals go, that's pretty much what how we're going to start off this video, is going over that. So if you guys hear random noises, it's my Yorkie tearing up his little teddy bear. Sorry. So as we're getting started here, I am going to go ahead and remove these little blue stickers. These are to put a little mirror cap on them, and I really don't want to put this on there to make this look even more ricey, so already going to go ahead and do that with all 4 of these calipers, remove these things, put the decals on, and get them prepped for Saturday. Thor, what do you think about the heat gun? I don't think he likes it. Mother, did I mention I'm OCD, guys? As I was putting this stupid little paper down, it just fell out of my hands. It fell on top of the caliper. It actually looks pretty straight though. I'm not gonna lie, the T is a little close to the E. I do have one additional sticker. I can redo this. I think I'm going to. For anyone who's OCD, you know what I'm going through right now. Last chance before we run out of decals, so let's hope for the best. Oh yeah, look at that. That is absolutely perfect, guys. I don't know why, but like this stuff is kind of super stressful for me. So what do you guys think about this so far? I think it looks pretty cool. I like Tiffany blue, but I'm not sure that I really like it on calipers. This is gonna be one of those things where we have to just put it on the car and see how it turns out. If I don't like it, what I'm gonna do is extract all the hardware out of this and sand it down. I may even go get it powder coated, to be honest. That would be probably easier. Have it sandblasted, then powder coated, and a 100% we'll do Miami blue. So I don't know, maybe we'll do that to change it up later this year, or maybe we'll rock this for a few months. I just really hope it looks good. I have never seen anyone do this with the Uber turbine wheels, the 21-inch wheels. I only see it on long ranges. This is probably gonna be the first YouTube channel of somebody doing that, but we'll see how it works. All right, so everything is done and ready to go. We got all the decals put on, looks really good. Also got the little glue things gone. So here in a couple days, we will get this put on the car. Thor, what do you think about this? He says he likes it.